What's up, everybody? It's Mason from Confections, and today I have sitting behind me the all-new 2021 Genesis GV80 in its fully loaded prestige trim level. And what we're going to do today is give you a look at it at night, because this vehicle has a lot of really cool elements in the daytime, but also at nighttime that really amplify your ownership experience. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and hop into that. And if you're interested in learning about all the details of this car, check out our full review in the description box below. So we'll start out this video by talking about what it does when you walk up to the vehicle. So here's the key fob, and I'm going to go ahead and start walking up to it. Upon approach, as you can see, it goes ahead and folds out the mirrors, and it's going to be a little bit hard to see here today, but we do have a picture of this. The Genesis logo does appear all the way down here, which is a really, really cool touch. I'm a huge fan of that. Now, another thing it's going to do is illuminate behind the door handles, and then we just grab behind to open it up. As you can see, the cabin does also illuminate really, really well at nighttime. It also goes ahead and turns on the ambient lights, but I'm going to go ahead and hop inside and we'll fire it up so we can see what all of the LED lights look like in the front. So I just turned on the GV80, and as you can see up here in the front, this vehicle comes to life. This is a very bougie and cool looking vehicle in the daytime and also at nighttime as well. So up here in the front, we're going to have the signature crest grille. It's chrome, so it does show up really well at nighttime. But the main element that you're going to notice are these headlights. These are some of the coolest headlights I've seen on any vehicle, and I mean any vehicle, period. So this is Genesis quad beam LED headlights. So you can see we have 4 LED beams. You have your high beams down here, your low beams right here, and we're also going to have our daytime running lights intersecting through the middle. This also doubles as your turn signal, and it just makes for a really, really cool look. Now, come with me to the side. We have the 22-inch rims, since we do have the Prestige model, but that's not going to be all that's going on. As you can see right here, one of the other very unique and cool design elements is this turn signal indicator right here on the side. This really is a cohesive look with the front as well as the rear, and it looks like no other car on the road. As far as your mirror technology, it is going to be auto dimming. Like I said, it does have the projection puddle lamps as well as blind spot monitoring. And then, as you can see from the side view, you have the front, you have the side turn signal indicator, and you're also getting a bit of the rear turn signal indicator. I think it makes this car look super cool from a side presence. And then making our way around to the rear design itself, you're going to have a very classy and elegant look. I am a huge fan of the way this SUV looks, if you couldn't tell already. Breaking down the elements, we have the quad LED taillights as well. So this looks pretty much like the headlight up in the front, and I love the cohesive vibe with it. It's going to be full LED, including your turn signal that goes through here. And then if we drop down to the bottom here, you're going to notice that we also have LED license plate lighting to finish off the cool design. And then if we open up the tailgate, we do have a standard hands-free power one. Inside of the cargo area, we have 84 cubic feet as a maximum, and then it is also very well illuminated inside, so we have LED lighting on both sides as well as from above. We do have a propane tank here in the middle right now, so ignore that, but as you can see, you can definitely see whatever you're looking at here in the rear area. So when you walk up and get inside of this interior, you feel pretty bougie, I must admit. This is quite the luxury experience inside of this cabin. I mean, it is really, really nice. And as you can see, they've done an excellent job of illuminating it from the very start. So we have all of this lighting up here at the top that illuminates down. We have ambient lighting all throughout this entire cabin as well. And I'm even noticing really cool touches like the shifter being colored with the ambient lighting as well. It's just a really nice touch. But let's go ahead and fire it fully up. All right, but let's go ahead and break down some of the interior now that the vehicle is fully powered on. So I want to start out here with the gauges. This is going to be the half digital gauge cluster design. If you get the 3.5 Prestige model, that would make this fully digital as well as have the 3D abilities. This does still have the camera abilities though. That's quite neat. As you can see, it does show up really well at nighttime even. And then up top, we also have a head-up display. So as you can see, right now it's displaying the speed as well as our position in the lane. It will also show blind spot information as well, which is pretty nice. As far as the headlights, this is just your regular low beams. I will go ahead and turn on the high beams for you to see what that does. As you can see, it's a very bright high beam, and they are auto high beams as you would expect. Then if we come back to the steering wheel, we're going to have that really unique Genesis design where it's just a solid piece across the middle with no spokes down here. Pretty nice. I definitely think it's a unique design. It might not be your personal preference, but I think it looks pretty darn cool. It's also leather wrapped, has a big thick rim. As far as the lighting, it is going to be blue around both sides of it, and we have these nice metal buttons. Off here on the left side, we have our buttons for a few different of the vehicle functions. We also have the ambient lighting strip that goes from here onto the door and traces the bottom. So as you can see, wow, this looks so nice at night. Coming up from that, we have our window switch gear. It's also going to be blue, and actually it looks a little bit more blue on camera than it does in person. It's pretty white. And then it's going to be your metal buttons. We have illumination behind the door handle as well as our memory seats. And then just talking about materials, in case you haven't looked at our full review, we do have leather wrapping across the entire dashboard, on the top of the door trim, the middle. Everything is leather wrapped on the door trim. It's really quite nice. We also have open pore wood throughout the cabin. Opening up the center console, we do have some illumination down here in the bottom. It's not a ton. Pretty much looks like the ambient lighting, so you might not be able to see some of the stuff in there. But as far as in front of that, we have this storage area right here that's also really well illuminated. Look how cool that is. It has that blue ambient lighting. Then up in front of that, we have a few more controls. Here's your shifter. This shifter is also going to be ambient lit. And I mean, this is gorgeous. I mean, wow. It's a glass shifter, has the ambient lighting. I mean, you really couldn't ask for anything else. Here's what reverse looks like. We do have a 360-degree camera on this model. The resolution is absolutely fantastic in the daytime, and even at nighttime, as you can see, it lines those parking lines up perfectly fine. As you can see, now that I'm in reverse, the shifter has actually changed color to red. When I put it in park, it switches to blue. How cool. Up in front of that, we have some more lighting. We have ambient lighting going all the way across the center console, down the side here. You can also change it to any color that you want inside of the display. Now up in front of that, we have our climate controls. It's also going to be well lit and illuminated. This is actually a screen. Here's your ventilated seat controls as well as your climate. When you adjust the climate, it does go ahead and block out your seat so you don't accidentally press anything. And then up top, let's look at this display. So this is actually a 14.5-inch display. This is the just the home screen, and I'm really a big fan of the way this is. It matches with the weather here, so if it's storming, it has a little lightning cloud, kind of like Apple's weather app, which is quite neat. It also has that real-time navigation map here on the side, as well as your time, the temperature, and any type of music that you have going on. I've really felt no need to even take it off of the screen. It looks aesthetically pleasing, and it also has a lot of information. Now up top, we have an auto-dimming interior mirror. We also have HomeLink garage door openers, and we're going to have a panoramic moonroof, although it is the split setup. Let's go ahead and check out the rear. Once we open the door, the interior lights do come back on, and Genesis has done a really good job of illuminating this area back here as well, as you would expect out of a luxury SUV. When we shut the door, the lights go ahead and turn back off. We have ambient lighting around the door handle, the window switches, and down here on the bottom of the door trim. It's what the whole interior looks like at night, how fancy. And then down below that, we also have our own climate controls, heated rear seats, are standard on this Prestige model. And just overall, the ambience is very expensive and premium feeling in this GV80's rear seat. It's pretty fancy. We have a lot of ambient lighting. We also have rear window sunshades. And like I mentioned before, if you're interested in knowing about the nitty-gritty details about this GV80, we do have a full review on the channel as well as some other content on it. So whatever you're going to need, we do have it on the channel. Go ahead and hop back out and show you once again what this vehicle looks like from the outside. But we really hope you've enjoyed this nighttime look at the all-new GV80. This is certainly a gorgeous vehicle, and we wanted to give you a good look at it, what it looks like at nighttime, since many of you guys don't ever get to see that unless you actually own the vehicle. If you enjoyed, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, and we'll catch you next time as we sample more of the latest automotive delicacies. Take care.